In our last video, we accumulated enough respect to upgrade Killer Croc in the lab. So I wanted to take a moment and look at the different skills that we have. If you haven't looked at skills at all, this is a good place to start. So we'll use this as an intro to the abilities video. So you start off obviously with your smash. And as you get going, you'll notice, oh, I'm able to upgrade the smash to level 2, gives it more damage. That's helpful. The other thing you should start being aware of, different attackers, whether I should say different supervillains, whether attacking or on defense, their abilities will either be a pro or a con. So for example, the Killer Croc smash is not really that great for me on defense because I need people all around me. And what this does is he smashes the ground and he does area of effect damage. If you're not familiar with area of effect, it means everyone around him. And so I can decrease the cooldown, which is great, so I can use it more often. But again, I have to have people around me. So if they're shotgunning the heck out of me on defense, that's not really too useful. So that's not one, if you're going to use Killer Croc on defense, I would invest in. Similarly, if I want to go for the tier 3, the enemies hit by the smash are now knocked down. If there are no enemies around me, this is pointless. He's awesome for attacking. He's great for getting in the midst of a bunch of people. And this would be great because it's going to knock them down and they're going to be stunned or knocked down for 3 seconds, which allows my other troops to do work and take them down faster. So I may go for this one, but let's look at the other things we have available. Very quickly, when you first got Killer Croc, you also got the ability to the rabid reptile. Yes, that's what that says. Sorry, my glasses went funky for a moment. I do wear glasses. Don't judge me. So he frenzies, and it allows him to go to move faster, which is really, really handy. I prefer troops. I prefer supervillains that I can force in front of my other villains. Harley is great for navigating around. She's a little squishy, but Killer Croc is a tank, so I can get him in the front, taking damage. Everyone else is able to do DPS, or damage per second, from behind him. All this gaming words you're using. What's going on? So you're probably 80% of the people watching this know what I'm talking about. But for those 20 that don't, DPS is your damage per second. You want to maximize that. You have troops that either tank, which take hits, and that's what Killer Croc does, and he does a moderate amount of damage too. But you want to get your riflemen safe. They die quickly, and so if you can keep them alive longer, that's better. So this is pretty cool. When frenzied, and I may go for this one as well, the damage he receives is reduced by 25%. So that is something we may go for. And as we continue to level up our lab, we will be able to unlock these other upgrades or other tiers of this move. So these are not 3 different moves or 3 different skills. They're the same one, and I'm upgrading it. However, we also have passive skills, and these are very, 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 very important. Don't forsake your passive skills. For example, we have Neck Snap, which every so often, every 30 seconds or so, when he's in close quarters, he snaps someone's neck, and they die instantly, which is great, right? Well, it gets better. I can't believe I'm saying snapping people's necks get better, but it gets better as you level it up, because Killer Croc receives health every time he does that. So every 30 seconds, Killer Croc heals himself 173 health points. By upgrading this, and I would need 200,000 respect, it now reduces the cooldown to 20 seconds, which takes a third off, which is brilliant. So this is something I may consider, but today I'm really not too interested. So why would I choose that one? If I feel like Killer Croc's survivability is becoming an issue, he needs to stay alive longer. then therefore I would want him to heal himself more often, and therefore I would want him to snap necks more often. So that taking that 30% off the time means that he is healing himself that much faster. And he's also killing more enemies. So then we've got the reptilian regeneration. This one's great. This one's probably worth upgrading. So he regenerates 13 health every 2 seconds. So just if he gets in the fray and he pulls out alive, just pull him out every 2 seconds. He's going to get 13 health, which really isn't that amazing. Other than you're getting some health back. So it can... I've never had it be the game winner, but I have had it be helpful. This upgrade would be probably a game winner. So once he gets below half health, it moves from every 2 seconds you get 13 health to every 1 second. So literally every time the second hand on your clock is moving, he's getting 13 health until he gets back to 50%. That is pretty amazing. So these again are your passive skills. Make sure that you come and look at what you've got in your passive skills. You might want to invest in these if you haven't done that yet as a lower level. Killer Croc gains a damage bonus after personally defeating 1, 5, and 10 enemies. So you have to be in the fray. You have to be mixing it up. You can't sit, hang out in the back, and that's not how Killer Croc works. He's a tank. He needs to be in the middle. So his damage bonus is 16, 32, and 48, which means after he defeats 1, he has a boost in his damage by 16, and it just continues from there. So what the second tier will do is it gives you the damage bonus. It increases the damage bonus immediately. So instead of previously where my first kill I had a 16 buff to my damage, I now have a 32 immediately, which is very, very powerful. But like I said, I was most interested in these two, A, because I can buy them right now, and B, because I mostly use him. I really feel like he survives pretty well right now. I want him to do more damage, so I'm going to go with this one. So in 4 hours, he will be able to knock everyone around him down. So again, that's kind of just been a highlight of the base, the base skills for Killer Croc. And then, of course, the third tab here we didn't look at are his stats, and it gives you a little insight on when Killer Croc is most useful. Don't leave him on defense unless you have a defensive strategy to kind of keep some of the troops off of him, because he tends to move slowly. Here's what I mean by that. If Killer Croc was in here, which he's not, because we're now upgrading him. Get out of here, guy.
Anything you need.
Yeah, anything I need, whatever. So if he was in here, he's going to be standing up here. Most of the attackers are going to stay down here and shoot at him, which means he's going to move himself down here until probably he hits your supervillain. Once he gets to your supervillain or your supervillain's distraction, he's not going to have the ability that you do as an attacker to say, no, refocus on this. So probably he'll be sitting there trying to mess with Harley's Jack in the Box surprise, for example. And while he's sitting there, he's doing no damage to attacking enemies. And he's just taking a ton of damage. He's very easy to take out if he's alone. If you, however, put a bunch of this garbage in here as well, then he might be more useful. I'm not a huge fan of him on defense, but that's kind of my personal opinion. So there you go. This has been a follow-up to a previous video, and actually a request that we got to start talking about defensive strategies with different troops. So my personal opinion, I'm not a huge fan of Killer Croc on defense, but as always, if you disagree with me, throw your comments in the comment section below, and or shoot us links, send us links as well to your videos where you show how you're using him very effectively on defense. and or let us know what you think of the synopsis of his various skills, his abilities, and let us know what you think your favorite is and how you would most effectively use Killer Croc using those abilities in an attack. I'd love to get your feedback on that so that we can create a dialogue over time. This has been Bunbury. I hope you've enjoyed. I definitely have. I will be back with future videos, so make sure you do subscribe.